Hey mamas, it's Crystal Pearl and I am 39 weeks pregnant and wanted to film just an impromptu yoga video of some movements that have really helped me. So in the past videos, if you watched already, there are 5 in total and we do some very similar movements but in different kind of seated positions. So I hope that these videos and these movements will help you like it's helped me relieve some of my hip, glute, low back, upper back kind of aches that have come along with my changing body in pregnancy. So for this video, we're going to actually do it in a chair. So you're going to find any chair, sit in it, and let's begin. So sitting up nice and tall, we're just going to start with settling into the space a little bit. So finding a nice tall seat. You can bring your hands either onto your thighs or you can bring them onto your belly. And from here, just notice the natural rhythm of your breath. And notice how when you inhale, your body expands. Somewhere in your body, it expands with every inhale. And on your exhale breaths, notice what softens as you exhale. Just continue to follow the rhythm of your breath, just allowing that breath to come in and out of your nose. Okay, now from here, you're just going to blink your eyes open. And then finding a nice tall seat closer towards the edge of your chair. You're just going to take the feet wide or however it's comfortable for you. And then from here, you're just going to start to do some circular movements. So my belly is a lot bigger than it was like at 20 weeks. So I'm going to take my feet really wide so that I have space for my belly to go in. So these circles can be really small, they can be really large. I just want you to find a movement that feels really good for your spine, feels really good for your hips, feels really good for yourself. Good, and as you do these circles, I invite you to just really kind of get lost in the feeling of this movement. And what I like about all these 5 videos that I've made is all of these movements have really helped me get out of my head and a little bit more into my body, a little bit more into my intuition, a little bit more just out of my head. From here, we're going to come back to center and just take a moment to recenter. Just take this moment to feel. From here, let's take those circles in the opposite direction. And you can move your head into this. You can move your shoulders into this. You can do whatever feels good. And if it's your low back that's aching, if it's your hips that are aching, how can you move right now to create a little bit more space for yourself? How can you move in this moment to find a little bit of relief? These movements can be slow, they can be large, they can be fast. Again, whatever you're needing in this moment. And just knowing that every single moment, every single day, you might want something a little bit different. Okay, and then slowly coming back to center. Just take a moment again to notice. Good. From here, taking your feet a little bit closer, about outer hip width distance apart, and then working on our cat and cows. Generally, we do this on all fours, but we're going to do it seated. So your hands are just going to come onto your knees or your upper thighs, and you're just going to reach your heart up, lift your chin. And as you exhale, you're just going to round into your spine. So again, as you inhale, you're going to reach the heart up, draw the shoulders back, lift the chin. And exhale as you tuck, round into your upper back, round into your spine. And as you inhale, reaching up, you should feel a broadening of your collarbones and opening through your throat. And as you exhale, just round. You should feel some nice relief in your upper back and your neck, shoulders, lower back. And as you move through these movements, just notice, how does this feel? It's all about how is it feeling? How can we move? How can we breathe to create space for not only yourself, but for baby? Relax the jaw. If you would like a little bit more of a shoulder stretch while doing these cat-cows, you can bring your hands behind the chair. And as you shine your heart forward, you're going to feel a really, really nice stretch in the shoulders, the front of your chest. Good, and then come back to center. Again, just take a moment to notice. Notice your breath, notice the beat of your heart, notice the flow of the blood, notice the space that you've created. And then from here, for our last little kind of part of our spinal movements, is an active twist. So we're just going to go over to the sides. So just moving, again, it can be the smallest little movement. I can tell you that now I can't twist as much as I could when I was maybe in my week 20 area. And the idea of just twisting here is just to invigorate the blood flow, the energy up and down the spine, and just get that nice and loose and get the blood flowing, really. So you're just going to go side to side. If you find that you do get a little bit dizzy, you can just keep your gaze forward, focus on something that doesn't move, and you're just twisting side to side. And as you twist side to side, I want you to feel what's happening to your spine as you move to each side. Can you feel it loosening up a little bit? If you want to go really loose with your arms, you can just maybe sway them a little bit. or do something like this. And then we're slowly just going to come back to center. Just always recentering ourselves after each spinal movement, just so we can take that time to notice, to feel, to get out of our head. Good. And then from here, we're going to do another very similar cat and cow. This time you're just going to rest your forearms, or your elbows rather, onto your knees. And my spine's nice and long right now, and I'm just looking, kind of gazing a little bit forward. And you're just going to lift the heart slightly, lift the chin slightly, and then curl. I feel this one a lot more than the other cat and cow, like in a good way for me. So this is the movement you're doing. You're just slightly lifting the heart forward, lifting the chin, and then exhaling, just rounding and creating that nice stretch in the upper back, middle of the back, lower of the back. Again, sometimes it is common to feel a little bit pulling or discomfort here from having the belly kind of droop forward. In that case, I would just bring your hands up to your knees and do the cat-cows here. One thing to note, if you are kind of in this position, not to droop the shoulders up to the ears. You want to press firmly into those elbows and keep lots of space between the shoulders and your ears. So again, in this movement, I want you to really feel that nice curve and that nice movement through your spine. That nice stretch in the upper back, the middle of the back, the lower of the back. Good, we're just going to come up. And then from here, just shaking out the legs, we're going to just do a little bit of outer hips. I will have a separate video that will be all more on legs. I'm just focusing more kind of on the spine for this one. So you're just going to take one ankle up and over. And just pausing here, taking a moment to notice how this feels. So whichever foot is up and over, you should feel a gentle stretch in that outer hip. If it's available, if there is space, you can also lean forward a little bit. And again, how can you find a little bit more space in that outer hip? I find it really helps to imagine my breath going in through my nose, washing all the way down into that spot. And as I exhale, I imagine all the muscles, all the ligaments, all the tendons just melting. Hey Sheldon, we're gonna do the other side and then we're done for this video. Hi cutie. Okay, so taking that other ankle up and over. And then feeling that stretch in the outer hip. Hi. And again, how can you use your breath? Like practice with your breath. On your inhales, can you imagine that spot in your outer hip just expanding and creating space? And on your exhales, can you imagine every little tendon, muscle, ligament just melting? And again, if there is space, if it is available, you can lean forward to take the stretch a little bit further. Okay, there we go, mamas. I hoped that this video helped you a little bit, gave you some ideas on how you can relieve some aches and pains that you may be experiencing throughout your pregnancy. So check out my other videos. Again, I said there's 5 in total that incorporate very, very similar movements, but just in different ways. So check it out. If you are on Instagram, find me, say hello, and best of luck throughout your journey, and hope to connect with you guys. So have a great day, mamas. Bye. Hi.